Thank you very much, Sandru and Rochelle, and a very good evening to everyone tuning into Primetime News tonight. As you know, over the past few days, Newsfirst Weather Centre has been giving you constant and reliable updates on the weather situation that has been unfolding over many parts of Sri Lanka, especially the extreme weather that has been engulfing Sri Lanka, particularly heavy rains, deluges, and also gusty winds. If I am to give you a background of how this extreme weather came about, on around the 21st of this month, a disturbance occurred around the southwest bay of Bengal, and as a result, heavy rainfall was experienced in Sri Lanka. Over the past few days, this disturbance developed into a low pressure system, bringing more rainfall and gusty winds, which also affected many parts of Sri Lanka, particularly the eastern and northern parts of the country. By this evening, the deep depression was located around 130 kilometers east of Trincomalee, as you can see through satellite imagery. And this deep depression, which intensified further, is expected to turn into a cyclonic storm and gradually move upwards towards Tamil Nadu in India over the next few hours. So the Department of Meteorology says, although Sri Lanka may not have a direct impact through this cyclonic storm, if it does intensify into one, there will be partial effects of the cyclonic storm, and heavy rains are expected to continue. Heavy rains above 150 millimeters are expected to continue and to be experienced in several parts of the country. The weather is, however, expected to turn favorable towards the 29th, that is Friday, and the 30th of this month. And to give the masses an update on the latest unfoldings of this situation, the Department of Meteorology held a special media briefing in Colombo today, and they gave a very extensive and comprehensive update to the masses to stay safe and to stay alert on the latest weather situation. We will now cross over to that media briefing.
ලංකාවෙන් බැහැරට ගමන් කරන තත්ත්වයක් තමයි ඉදිරි දින කිහිපය තුළ පවතින්නේ.
This is likely to move away from Sri Lanka in the coming days, particularly around the 29th. It is typically expected to head towards the Tamil Nadu coast in India around the 29th or 30th of November. As the cyclone moves away from the island, showers are expected over the next few days, though it will be relatively less until the 29th November. Tomorrow, heavy rainfall of 100 to 150 millimeters is forecast for the northwest, northern and north-central regions, as well as the upper part of Trincomalee. In other areas, typical rainfall of 50 to 60 millimeters is expected. As this gradually transforms into a cyclone, an increase in wind speeds is expected across Sri Lanka, particularly on land. Wind speeds could reach 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, with some areas potentially experiencing gusts of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. The storm is expected to form this evening. While there will be some indirect effects from the cyclone, there is no cause for undue concern. It is important to note that cyclones draw water vapor from the atmosphere. Therefore, a decrease in rainfall over Sri Lanka is likely to occur.
නාම ඒ සුළුකුණාටු දෙසට තමා වායුගෝලයේ තියෙන ජල වාෂ්ප ගමන් කරන්නේ. ඒක නිසා අපිට පැහැදිලිව කියන්න පුළුවන් ලංකාව තුළ තියෙන ඇති වෙන වර්ෂාපතනයේ අඩුවීමක් තියෙයි කියන එක.
You heard from the officials of the Department of Meteorology as to what the weather situation will be like over the next couple of hours and days, and when the weather will turn favorable in Sri Lanka. As a result of the incessant rains and inclement weather, several reservoirs around the island are currently overflowing, and warnings have also been issued to populations who are living in low-lying areas, and they have been advised to exercise extreme caution in this very uncertain time period. Several provinces of Sri Lanka have been significantly affected due to the heavy showers, particularly the northern, north-central, central, western and northwestern provinces, as well as the Trincomalee and Bengal districts. As the adverse weather continues to intensify, we also heard some distressing reports of the loss of human life and also damages to property. A particularly distressing story was reported to us earlier in the day from the Nindavur area in Ampara. Let's now take a look at all those stories.
Around 60 students of a madrasa in Nindavur, Ampara were sent home in a bus yesterday due to flooding caused due to heavy showers. 11 students were sent home in a tractor due to floods along the Mavadipalli Samandure road due to heavy showers. The students were accompanied by 2 others. 2 bicycles were also transported in the tractor. However, the tractor unexpectedly overturned near the Mavadipalli bridge in Karethivu. 5 students managed to survive. The bodies of 4 of the 6 missing students were recovered today by Navy personnel. The search continues for the remaining 2 students who are still missing. Ampara District Secretary Chintakabe Wikrama had this to say.
We've set up 42 relief camps across the district, providing shelter for around 5,000 people, and we are doing everything we can to offer them support. There is an issue with this incident. The 2 others in the tractor had 2 bicycles. The bicycles were recovered as well. We are looking into if they had escaped or if they are missing. We are actively investigating this. But the main priority right now is to keep people safe and move them out of harm's way. This is a very difficult situation, and we are doing everything we can to protect the public.
Several areas in Senanayakapura, Ampara have been inundated. Search operations have been launched by the police and Navy to locate a 50-year-old man in the area. Newsfirst correspondent reported that houses in Muraviloya, Ampara have been inundated due to heavy showers. The Ampara-Kalmune main road has been inundated due to heavy showers as well. Vehicular movement along the Nindavur road has been hampered after a bridge in the area had collapsed due to adverse weather conditions. The Ampara and Batikla districts have been severely affected by heavy showers and floods. Newsfirst yesterday reported about a man who was swept away by strong currents while travelling on the Mandur main road in Vellaveli, Batiklo. Today, local residents managed to locate the 24-year-old victim. Meanwhile, the Kaluanchikudi, Vellaveli and Vellaveli Mandur main roads remained inundated. According to the Newsfirst correspondent, floods have also impacted areas around the Batiklo International Airport, the main bus station, Kalladi Bridge in Kathankudi, Nochimunai and several others. The Batiklo railway station was inundated this afternoon. Seventeen displaced people were relocated to relief camps in Mavadiode in the Chenkaladi Divisional Secretariat. A rescue team was unable to return due to the severe flooding in the area. A person trapped in the floodwaters in Vannathiyaru in Mavadiode was rescued by Air Force. Six families of Chenkaladi, Ammanpuram and Kumaraveli are currently seeking refuge in temporary relief camps at the Chenkaladi Central College. The overflowing of Sandanamadu River has inundated the Seethandi 2, 3 and 4 areas, and the affected individuals were relocated to relief camps. Around 315 families are sheltering in temporary camps at the Seethandi Alai Mahal Vidyalaya. The Kattankudi Canal also overflowed, flooding surrounding areas. Reports indicate that 670 families have been impacted by the floods. (9,854 people from 2,655 families in Jaffna district have been affected, with areas including Temmarachi, Navakkuli and Kodigamam experiencing significant floods. Newsfirst correspondent reported that Nallur in Jaffna had been completely inundated by this evening. Several key roads, including those leading to Sinnapandivirichan, Madu, Palampiddi and Dakshana Maradamadu in Mana have been inundated. Approximately 5,000 hectares of paddy fields in Mana have been inundated. In Mullaitivu district, around 400 people in Pudukudiyiruppu and Vasandapuram have also been affected. Newsfirst correspondent reported that about 200 acres of land stretching from Mullivaikal to Pudumadalan have been submerged by floods. The A9 road has been inundated near Nochimode in Vaunia. Police urged travellers heading to Jaffna to take the A32 road via Mana instead. Meanwhile, Tirunavattkulam, Pattiniyar, Malayankulam and Thandikkulam in Vaunia have also been inundated. The Polonnaruwa-Batiklo main road has been inundated. Newsfirst correspondent reported that the section between Manampitiya and Gallalla was completely inundated this evening. Seven farmers who were trapped in Madru Oya Valley Khanda were rescued. The farmers, residents of Ruwanpitiya in Manikdeniya Valley Khanda, had visited their paddy fields late last night and were trapped by the floodwaters of Madru Oya. They were rescued by personnel of the National Disaster Relief Centres and Sri Lanka Police. The Somawathiya sacred site has also been inundated. Newsfirst correspondent reported that all roads leading to the Katurodagama village in Nochiyagama have been inundated. Several areas have been inundated after the sluice gates of the Dalru Oya were opened. Several houses and other buildings were affected due to floods. Eluwankuluma and Karaitivu in Putlam are also inundated. Vehicular movement along the main Colombo-Putlam road was disrupted due to trees falling in Pulichikulam, Chilau. A mound of earth had fallen onto a house in Norton Bridge in Hatton. A mound of earth had fallen onto the section between Hatton and Kottaguda along the upcountry railway line. Newsfirst correspondent also reported that the Colombo-Badulla train journey has been limited to Nanu Oya. The Friendship Bridge located along the Kottadeniyawa-Pallegama road went underwater as a result of the Ma Oya overflowing. According to Newsfirst correspondent, vehicular movement has been disrupted. 7 houses in Port Morwatta in Dayagama area have been damaged by landslides. 29 people were directed to relief camps. One person has been injured after a mound of earth collapsed in Ampitikanda in Haldumulla Badulla. Vehicular movement along the Uva Paranagama Udupussellava road has been affected due to a landslide. A landslide caused significant damage to a house in Pitiyankumbura, Uva Paranagama. A mound of earth and a tree fell near the Morogola junction on the Gampola Nuwara main road, blocking vehicular movement. The road was later cleared by local residents with the assistance of the police. A landslide along the Matale Kande Nuwara road damaged 5 houses. As a result, 30 people were directed to seek shelter with relatives. A landslide in Ginhiria Kanda in Kandy has hampered vehicular movement along the Kandy-Galtanna road. The Spring Valley Dondra road has been inundated as well. Newsfirst correspondents said that a landslide was reported in the section from the 7th mile post in Uduvara to New Colony. The Mahawali authorities said that several reservoirs are currently overflowing. According to the Mahawali authority, the Bowatanna, Dambulu Oya, Kalawava, Rangtambe, Loggal Oya, Kotmale and Victoria reservoirs are overflowing. 10 sluice gates of the Thabboa reservoir have been opened, prompting alerts for residents of Thabboa No. 1 and Kudawa villages to remain vigilant. 2 emergency sluice gates at the Kalawava reservoir have been opened, releasing water towards the Kala Oya. 5 sluice gates of the Gal Oya reservoir have been opened. Two sluice gates of the Angamu reservoir were opened today. All sluice gates at the Victoria reservoir have been opened, releasing water towards the Randeni reservoir. 14 sluice gates at the Illamang reservoir have been opened as well.